Welcome to What in the Duck podcast. I'm your host, Oliver Peck. What in the Duck podcast is proud to be sponsored by Dream Machines of Texas, www.dreammachinesoftexas.com. All your used motorcycle wants and needs all in one place at www.dreammachinesoftexas.com. They have multiple locations with large inventory and get new bikes in every week. Knowledgeable staff with great service and financing and extended warranty options available. They also have a complete service garage, so every bike is gone through and brought up to speed before you hit the road. I have bought more than a few bikes from Dream Machines over the years, and I could not be more satisfied. I've also had friends from all over the country buy bikes from Dream Machines because they couldn't find a better deal anywhere. You can buy a bike and have it shipped to you anywhere in the U.S. Why buy a brand new bike with that brand new high price when you can get a like-new bike with that dream deal you've been looking for? Go to www.dreammachinesoftexas.com and get a bike and get your ass on the road. Welcome to What in the Duck podcast. As always, I'm your host, Oliver Peck. But what we got today is an extra special episode, commenting on comments. We are reacting to listener comments in this section, and I'm sitting here side by side with What in the Duck podcast co-producer, JohnDotCom. Hey, John, thanks for being here. John has gone through the comments and picked out some special ones to get me to react to, and that's what we're going to do. So keep the comments coming. Want to know that we're listening. We want your feedback, and we want to know what you got to say, and we're going to say something back. So like, share, subscribe. Comment, because we're commenting back. So that's what we're here for today. We're going to comment back. John, how you doing today, bud?
I'm good.
Looking good. Feeling good. Sounding good.
First time on camera. Don't like it.
Well, it's going to be great.
Also, just to let you know, Oliver has no idea what I'm about to read him.
He secretly selected comments to surprise me with, and I'm just going to see what happens.
Yeah. Yep, that's how we're doing it. All right, you ready?
I think that I'm ready to roll.
All right, let's go. I apologize in advance if I say anybody's YouTube handle incorrectly. Some of them are very strange, so I'm going to do my best. This first one comes from the Patty Evans Oak Cliff Sandlot episode. And it is from Glove Master.
Ooh, Glove Master.
Spelled with a U and a V.
What word's the U and the V?
Glove.
Oh,
G-L-U-V.
Oh, Glove.
Master 8859.
You think there's that many other Glove Masters that he had to be 8,859?
Yeah. I think, yeah. There's at least 8,859 Glove Masters.
With the UV.
Yeah.
All right.
No Pearl Jam. You must be a communist.
Well, first of all, Glove Master, you need to learn what a communist is. Because Eddie Vedder, very specifically, is a communist-leaning individual. Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam. I can't speak to every single member of Pearl Jam's, what their beliefs are, but Eddie Vedder for sure, hard-leaning socialist, probably communist. I would assume that the rest of the band is following suit right along because they are complacent with the sound that the band is putting out, and it is terrible. But all jokes aside, Pearl Jam, I don't know anything about Eddie Vedder. I know nothing personally about Eddie Vedder other than he posted a very insane anti-gun rhetoric rant on the internet, which would be communist. But I don't know nothing about him personally.
I know one thing.
I don't have anything against him other than the music he makes is of the worst music that they play on the radio. And when a time in my life, I was introduced to Pearl Jam and I was like, this sucks. And I just never listened to it again. But then later in my life, those last few years, the Classic Rock's radio station started slipping these 90s bands into the classic rock era, and it is just breaking my heart. Because when I'm listening to classic rock, you'll hear Creedence one song, you'll hear Tom Petty or The Doors or Led Zeppelin, and then all of a sudden you're hearing Green Day and Blink and Pearl Jam. And I just changed the channel. I just changed the channel. I do complain about it in the world and to people and on social media. But in my real life, I just changed the channel. So that's my advice to everybody. If you don't like what somebody's saying or doing, just change the channel. Move along. So Glove Master. Pearl Jam sucks. What do you know about Eddie Vedder?
He's a Cubs fan.
He's a Cubs fan. Cubs, see, communist.
Their uniforms are red, white, and blue, though.
Commies. JohnDotCom, also a Cubs fan.
Not a communist, though.
Not a communist.
No.
Let's ask JohnDotCom a question.
No, this is not the show.
Quick.
We're going off brand.
Quick,
here.
yes or no? Are you a Pearl Jam fan?
No.
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Glove Master, Pearl Jam sucks.
Pearl Jam does suck.
All right.
All right. Well, let's go to the second one.
Me and JohnDotCom don't always agree,
Oh, no.
but Pearl Jam sucks.
Yeah, we do agree on that. Okay, so this one is from the Blake Schwarzenbacher episode to continue in the vein of music. And it is from SPQR 101010.
Is that a bot?
It might be. It might be. Let me read you the comment and then you figure it out.
Who has it? I mean, I don't understand why.
No, it actually makes sense that you asked this question. All right, hold on.
Okay.
Let's do it. All
Okay.
right. So it says AI is just a tool like anything else. You still need a human mind to discern what has meaning and why it has meaning to you and others. Or others.
That's it?
That's it. That's the comment.
That's definitely AI bot trying to spin more AI propaganda into the world. I will say, you can say that tools are good and tools can help you, get to the end result of a task. But AI is more than just a tool. AI is an ongoing developing process, which will eliminate human creativity, is the way I see it. And the more the AI goes, it is learning rapidly. And from what I've witnessed with AI in the short amount of time, the last 2 years of what AI can and cannot do and is able to produce now, it is 100% deleting the need for human creativity. And it is 100% making people complacent with just getting something that's maybe not exactly what they want, but it's immediate and they're going to suffice with it. Whether it's a logo for your company or whether it's a t-shirt design or whether it's a design for your tattoo. And it's just, I've seen people use AI to get a tattoo reference because somebody says, hey, I want this, type that into AI, boom, in seconds, you got multiple options. You can pick your top 3 and say, make it out of these. In minutes, you can create art with your creativity without any talent, without any skill, without any care, without any precision, without any soul, without any manpower or your own personal discernment on details. And a lot of people are going to be sufficient with that. They're not going to care because it's the minority of people that really, really care about craftsmanship and detail. which is why art is disappearing from our life. If you go back to the turn of the century, everything was artistic. Doorknobs, every single thing. Just to point out, we have a 100-plus-year-old building in downtown Waxahachie where our lodge is, and there's one door that's left in the building that's from the original build. One exterior door, and that exterior door, everything is, the hinges are artistically designed and engraved and scroll work. Even on the inside, when you open the door, on the side of the door that closes in, the shackle that the lock closes into is ornate and detailed. Something that is 99.999% of the time out of view of anyone is well crafted and artfully thought of. And nowadays, everything is just as quick and easy and cheap as it can be. There is no care for detail. AI is going to push us further along that road. And I've also, I don't know if you've heard the story about a guy created an AI band and had AI make a bunch of music. And then he put it on Spotify. And it's just AI music on Spotify that you could listen to. But then he got an AI bot to generate thousands and thousands of other AI bots that those AI bots would choose to listen to the song on Spotify. And so it got like millions of listens on Spotify. So that AI band got a bunch of real money in royalties from how many listens it got from all the other AI bots that were listening to the AI music. He did get in trouble, and I think he got sued or they took the money back or whatever the case was. But AI is not a good thing.
Well, also it speaks to like, you know, when you make something and it's not supposed to be perfect, but it's because it's handcrafted, and that's okay that it's not 100% perfect, but it still looks like it was handmade and the care and everything went into it. Like for me, like I would rather have something that was made by hand and like not 100% perfect than to like look at this piece of art and it's like, it looks like a sticker because every line is perfectly placed. Every color is exactly faded, exactly how it's supposed to be and all that stuff. And it's like, it's still, it has no soul to it.
That's why I like real paintings.
Yeah.
Instead of people that make stuff on iPad. You know, I'm not going to take something that somebody on the iPad and frame it.
Right.
You know, but real paintings, you know, you get either prints of them or the actual real paintings and you put them in a frame, put them on the wall. But that's why Anchor Screen Printing does only old hand squeegeed printed t-shirts.
Yeah.
No automatic press, none of that. It's art. You know, not all t-shirts have to be art, but the t-shirts I'm making are.
Right.
You know, if you don't care about that part of screen printing, you can go have a machine make your shirts for cheaper.
Right.
And go do that. You know, if they're going to give away 100,000 t-shirts to the first 100,000 people that show up to the Texas Ranger game, go have the robot make them.
Right.
You know, because we aren't doing that. We don't care about that, and that's not what we're doing.
We definitely don't make 100,000 shirts.
Don't want to. Don't want to.
I do use AI, though, sometimes.
I've never well, I can't say I don't know how to use it, but I have sat down at the table and said, hey, make AI write this thing. And we were just fucking around to see how it worked.
Right.
It was strange.
I'll do it to save time, but I still have to go in and check everything to make sure it sounds right. So it's not 100% perfect, but I'm sure it's going to get more evolved as time goes.
If I could choose, I would say delete it. I would delete it right now. Get rid of it. I don't want it.
Well, there's probably a gray area there where some of it's useful and some of it's damaging.
I'm not a gray area kind of
guy. That's very true.
I'm saying net negative, wipe it out. Delete.
I All right. Well,
All right, before we do the next one, I'm like kind of echoey. Is it looking good over there?
Looking good. I turned you down a little bit, but you're looking fine.
Check. I don't know what this one does.
What about me?
Checked. I hear you better than I hear myself, which it changed at some point.
Oh, that was mine.
Check. I'm better.
Yeah.
Up a little bit, that's why.
I can hear you more too.
Yeah. All right, I'm back. Hopefully it's good so far.
All right, we'll just cut all that out.
Nah.
No. All right. So the next one is Dylan Miller, 4184. What's up with all the numbers?
I mean, I don't have a number on mine.
No.
Does it automatically give you a number, or you have to choose that number? That's my question.
Choose the number. Like these must be like their special numbers when they like go to Vegas or.
Yeah. I mean, it's Greg Christian 4130 because he's into BMX, and that's the category number of chromoly steel they make BMX frames out of.
Well, that's very specific.
So a lot of BMX guys do that.
Well, I don't know. Dylan Miller, 4184. Maybe it's his birthday.
I don't know.
Who knows? All right. Well,
Last four of his social.
that wouldn't be good. Dylan Miller, do not put the last four of your social in your YouTube name because you might get read out loud on a show. This is from the very short video of you getting your palm of your hand tattooed by Thomas Hooper.
They hurt real bad.
It's Mr. Peck does a pretty good Eagles cover. I'm looking forward to Victim of Love if you ever do the other palm.
I did do the other palm. I think there's video of the other palm getting done. And I don't know where that video exists. I think it did go on the internet at some point. But it did not get edited into an official video. So Thomas Hooper made that video because I tattooed his palm and he tattooed my palm. And he made a video, and it is a very popular video.
A lot of people comment.
It's a very popular video. And a lot of people ask if I am being serious in that video. And I 100% promise you, I was literally coming unglued. It hurt. I'm not a tough guy when it comes to pain. I cry and squeal and scream. And I've got my entire body tattooed, and I pretty much just scream through every bit of it. And it hurts. But I made it. I'm here. But, I'm squeamish when it comes to getting needles, and that palm tattoo, I knew it was going to hurt, but holy shit. It did take me like 2 years from when I got the first one done till I decided to get the second one. And the first dot on the second one, I was like, why did I do this? But I think 2 years of walking around with only one palm done I just couldn't mentally handle it. Looking at every little empty spot I'd find on my body, I would just obsessively compulse over, I got to get that tattooed. I got to get that tattooed.
You're into symmetry.
Just being fit, just being done, just being full, just being solid.
Right. And
I think that the people that don't have any obsessive compulsiveness at all are probably not going to get 100% bodysuit like I did. Just because that's the only reason, that was my driving force of getting it done. It's just like every morning I would look in the mirror out of the shower and see an empty blank of skin and I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. So the palm hurts. The palm is definitely, obviously it's a smaller tattoo, so it only took, 30, 40 minutes or whatever. But per minute, it was the most painful tattoo. Now, getting your ribs tattooed for 8 hours, that's obviously way more excruciating thing to go through, that 8 hours of torture. But the palm, if the ribs hurt as bad as the palm, I would not be completely covered.
Well, he wanted you to sing a song, though, I think.
Well, I think I did sing Somebody's Gonna Hurt Someone.
Yeah, he wants you to do Victim of Love.
I don't know the lyrics to Victim of Love.
Come on.
And I doubt that it was actually a really good rendition of Somebody's Gonna Hurt Someone.
I don't remember.
But in an unrelated story about Somebody's Gonna Hurt Someone, maybe I should or should not tell this story. But
we can always
are we going off on tangents? No, this is great. I used to have a roommate at the party when I lived in a house that had a lot of parties, and I had a roommate who will remain unnamed at this current state, but he was kind of known for being a ladies' man, and you know, he would have some girls come and go, and then he would like take a girl into the bedroom. I had another roommate. We had three guys lived in this house, and we had a lot of fun. Well, the other roommate also played guitar, and so whenever one roommate would go in the bedroom with the girl, me and the other roommate, I'm leaving names out. You know who you are, guys. We would go stand real close to the door while they were in there. We'd wait till we hear, commotion. Once we'd hear the commotion going on, we would, he'd start playing guitar and I would start singing, somebody's gonna hurt someone before the night is through. It was pretty funny. We did it a handful of times. I would say more than once we did that.
Man.
Wow. So that song has multiple meanings, but I would sing that song when I was getting tattooed a bunch, just because it hurt so bad. And in the point of me getting the palm tattoo, I was the one getting hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, Victim of Love. I'll have to brush up. I'll have to study. I know the song. I just don't know all the lyrics. I've heard it. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan. The band.
I won't fault you for that.
No.
See, we disagree. I'm not an Eagles fan. Don't like the Eagles.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Get out of my cab. Oh, now we're really good down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Oh, man, I've had a really bad day, man. I just fucking hate the Eagles.
See, I'm more aligned with the dude.
I wonder why the dude hated the Eagles.
Because he's smart guy.
I don't know. He loved Creedence, though, and that's my favorite.
I do love Creedence.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Pearl Jam sucks.
And Pearl Jam sucks.
You know the dude hates Pearl Jam.
I guess this whole comment thing is going to be about music.
You know the dude hates Pearl Jam.
Oh, how could the dude like Pearl Jam?
Sure. How could anybody like Pearl Jam?
I don't know, but we're probably going to get a bunch of comments for the next comment show
about Pearl
Jam and why people like it.
Oh, man.
It'll be fun.
I don't even want to know why you like it.
There's not a good.
You probably like cottage cheese, too.
Who likes cottage cheese?
Oh, gross.
Cottage cheese is the worst thing.
What about those people that just like, what are those people when they go to the salad bar and the cottage cheese is one of the options and they just like put a big pile of it next to,
I think it was like, I remember my mom in the 80s or early 90s. I think cottage cheese was like
supposed to be cool.
Like a health, like a diet, like health kick thing where it was like a lot of protein maybe and not a lot of fat or something like that.
I remember my mom doing this too.
Yeah. And we're almost the same age. You're just a little bit older than me. But I remember that there was always cottage cheese in the house and I would like open it up and I would look at it and I'm like, is this supposed to fucking look like this? It just looked like curdled milk.
That's what it is.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, that is what it is. All right. Well, you on the next one?
Yeah.
Or do you want to?
No, I'm ready.
You want to badmouth Pearl Jam?
Bring it on.
Okay. So this is from the episode, the one of my favorite ones, the Tommy Montoya one.
Oh, Tommy. Everybody loves Tommy.
Dude, Tommy's great. And that episode was hilarious. So many hilarious.
We're going to bring Tommy back.
Yeah. We should definitely bring him back for sure. Carl Borman, 5165.
It's always 4 numbers?
Yeah. I think that's like the maybe that's the only like the limit of numbers you can have is 4.
I don't know.
No, because the other one had 10101010.
The binary, what does that mean?
I don't know.
What's that code?
I don't know.
1101, that's 13.
I have no idea. The fact that you know that is crazy.
Well, I've done a tat.
Oh.
13 tat.
Okay. All right. So Carl,
we're gonna get to the bottom of this, like YouTube profile numbers at the end of your name thing, because I'm curious now.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't know that much about the internet.
No, you don't. It's okay. All right. So this question is: did you use an iPad to film this episode? I hope not.
We did not use an iPad to film this episode, although it may look like it. We have 3 small, inexpensive HD handy cams, 3 angles of view, Court edits between them. No, I don't know how I guess you could film it with the iPad, I guess.
Well, didn't you do that one in LA
Which one?
or in Fresno?
The Tommy Montoya?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you weren't even in the studio.
No, but we were same setup, same cameras.
Yeah.
In a hotel room.
But
in
it
Fresno.
looks different.
Yeah. I mean, it probably is not well lit.
We're working on it. All right. We're working on it.
We are currently
We're about to get
pursuing
new,
the upgrade of the camera system for the podcast. Apparently, the audio, obviously the most important part.
Yeah.
Court's doing a great job with the audio.
Terrible job with the video.
Yeah. But
Just kidding,
apparently a lot of people are commenting on the video quality of the podcast, and they want better video quality. So I say that's a good thing that people want to see more. So we're gonna bring that to the What in the Duck podcast. We're gonna upgrade. What's the word I'm looking for? Increase the quality of the podcast as a whole. That's what we're striving for.
So your comments,
thanks to your comments,
are going noticed.
Yes,
not unnoticed.
I do appreciate everybody that comments, and hopefully, I don't know. We're probably not going to answer all of them.
Well, probably not. I don't know. I mean,
they all get read.
They all get read eventually at some point. Maybe not right away, but it's going to be harder to keep up with that too. I feel like as time moves on, because people are commenting on things that we did 7 months ago.
So you got to go back and read.
So I got to go back and read it.
Yeah.
Well,
if we don't answer your comment, you can always email any question to whatintheduckpodcast@gmail.com. And we go through those and answer all the questions at the beginning of most of the episodes. So, send me some questions. What in the Duck podcast is proud to be sponsored by Anchor Screen Printing. Anchor Screen Printing has been printing t-shirts and merch products since 1999. Anchor is the place for quality, small run items. At Anchor, every print is hand done by people who care about art. No mass-produced machine-operated printing done here. You can email Anchor at anchorcustoms@gmail.com to talk about getting something printed for your company, brand, or shop. Anchor Screen Printing also has its own online merch store that sells Elm Street Tattoo, Cheap Thrills, Heart in Hand, Party First Safety Maybe merch, and much more. You can check it all out now at anchorscreenprinting.com. All orders at anchorscreenprinting.com over $35 have quick and free shipping in the continental U.S. So go to anchorscreenprinting.com today and buy some cool shit. Or you can click the link provided in this podcast to shop now. What in the Duck podcast is proud to be sponsored by Legacy Ink, the finest in tattoo pigments. I have been using this ink exclusively for over 20 years myself. It has been recently rebranded and marketed, but it has been the same recipe for decades. Real, hand-mixed tattoo pigments that heal great and last. People always comment on the yellow that I use and the yellow tattooed on me. my favorite, the Mayan yellow. I have seen countless 20-plus-year-old tattoos with the colors still vivid. Don't fuck around with all these newfangled companies with their watered-down baloney. Get the tried, true, and tested good shit. You can find them on Instagram at Legacy Pigments or email Ashley today to place an order at legacyartsupplies@gmail.com. Tell them Oliver sent you and receive a special discount. Don't just do tattoos. Be a part of a legacy. But keep commenting. Bring them on.
I got another one.
Okay.
You ready?
Bring it on.
All right. This one is from Clay Feathers.
No numbers.
No numbers.
He's OG.
He's OG. This is from the In Focus Get to Know Oliver Peck clip that we have up. What does the hand sign you always do mean?
Which hand sign?
I know you do several.
Oh,
It's either this one
rock and roll.
or this one.
Well, I do this one a lot, which just means rock and roll to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means to other people, but when I was young and going to shows and rock shows and punk rock shows, that was just a common thing to do when you're in the crowd and you're happy and you're just like, and also Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead were always
Very influential.
very influential in my younger years, yes. Yeah, rock and roll to me. I have had an interaction involving this hand sign before. I was at a hotel in New York on the roof. A young lady asked to get a photo with me and her mom. And we went to pose for the photo. And I always do this in the photo. Hey. And she's like, no, don't do that sign. Don't do that sign. You know, she didn't like it. And I was like, what? And she's like, this is not good. And I'm like, I don't know.
It's the devil.
And I was like, no, it's just rock and roll. Just good times. Rock and roll and good times.
Devil sign.
Is it the devil sign?
I don't know. It's metal.
It's metal. Well, I'm not really a metal kind of guy. I'm more of a rock and roll kind of guy. I think you can make it. I think you can mean whatever you want.
I think for our generation, because I think we're in the same generation. We were born in the 70s.
I was born in the 70s.
I think for us, it meant more rock and roll
Yeah.
than anything else. But it's hard to say because it changes, I think, for some people. And then there's the sign language.
It does not mean, with the thumb out
It's
I love you.
Yeah.
But I just do the rock and roll.
Yeah. But they could be talking about the shaka.
I do the hang loose too.
Shaka bra.
That just means
Hang loose.
chilling. Hang loose.
That's from Hawaii. That's surfer.
Hang loose, take it easy. I do that quite a bit. I do that when I say goodbye to people a lot of times.
I use
Hang
that
loose.
emoji more than any emoji in any of my text messages.
Hang
ever.
loose.
Hang loose.
Man, I got a hang loose story.
Well, hey, we're on the subject.
Me and my best friend Jeff Milburn were at an auto parts store, and we were looking for some stuff. And there was a guy there, and that worked at the store. He was an employee. He was an older man. And we go, hey man, where's the such and such? And he said, and he just goes like this. He goes, it's over on aisle 7. You know, he like gave us the hang loose and pointed over to aisle 7. And I was like, hang loose. And I hang loose back at him. And I thought that was pretty hip that he was like this older dude, like hanging, telling us that, you know. So we go around, get the thing, we find it right where he said it was going to be. We go to the front, go to check out. He walks up to register to check us out. He did not have these 3 fingers. He just had the thumb and the pinky.
Oh,
and so he was
no.
like checking us out. And I was instantly just like, oh man, you know?
No.
So I thought he was like hanging loose because he was down at the end of the aisle.
He's forever hanging loose.
And so, I mean, we did refer to him as Mr. Hang Loose for many years. But we did not. He was a very friendly gentleman. He was great.
Did you have more interactions with him? Is this an auto parts store that you frequent?
We did. I did see him more times.
Did you ever ask him how?
I did not. I did not.
Car.
I did not ask him, and I also never gave him the hang loose symbol again. But he was just chill. He just was doing his job. He's a great guy. He was happy. He was a happy man. He was missing 3 fingers, and I feel like he was living a dream.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what the hand signs mean, right?
Yeah, definitely. Some people, if it means the devil to somebody, that is not what it means to me.
Yeah. So
just means rock.
We're not worshiping the devil anymore.
With my, it's hard for me to be in a photo without doing this.
Yeah.
I always do it.
Yeah.
Man, we went to get some pamphlets printed a long time ago.
Say that 5 times fast.
Pamphlets printed. We went to get some pamphlets printed in about maybe 99 or 2000 for some things but we were getting these things printed like old style, big machine printing press, where they print both sides and fold it in the trifold thing or whatever. Oh, yeah. Like not modern photocopier from Kinko's or whatever. This is like we're getting these old things printed. And we went there and we were picking out what we're going to do. And the guy who ran the machine was this old dude. He was explaining to us like whatever we're checking out. It was really cool. It's like the machine was like, wouldn't even fit in this room. It's like a big newspaper printing press where
with the rollers.
Yeah, and it rolls all the paper through and then cuts it and prints it and folds it. It was really cool. The guy was missing his arm. And it like at the elbow.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was just real curious. I did not ask Mr. Hang Loose what happened to his fingers, but I did ask this guy what happened to his arm. I was like, well, hey man, what can I ask? What? Because he had a tattoo that was at the end of the arm that was sitting there.
Yeah.
And it was just curious. It was just like, I couldn't help but ask. I was like, hey man, can I ask what happened to your arm? He goes, oh man, I got it caught in this press and it yanked my arm off. And I'm like, what? How long ago? And it was like a long time ago. And I was like, and you still work here? He goes, yeah, I'm the only one that knows how to work this press. Because it was old technology.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
even with one arm, he could work it better than anybody else.
He was still working it. And I was like, oh my, I can't believe you lost your arm to this press and you still work here. It's crazy. And he goes, and he was just like just solemn about it. He's like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is kind of thing. And I was like, man, that's crazy. I was like, so you had and I could tell that there was like a panther paw on the end.
Oh, so the tattoo got cut.
And I was like, so you had a panther on your arm.
Yeah.
And you lost it, but you just have that little bit of the paw left. He goes, no, actually, and this is the weirdest part of the story. He goes, actually, the panther was on my leg. And I'm like, what?
What?
And he goes, yeah. So when they amputated my arm, they had to do a skin graft to put on put on the end of the arm to get it to heal up. And I was like, so, and he goes, yeah, they took skin from my thigh and put it on my arm. And I'm like, so you got a lot of tattoos? He's like, nope, just the one. And I'm like, what?
They couldn't take it from the other side.
They needed to take skin from somewhere else of your body, and they chose the one part and just yanked the paw off of the panther on your leg and put it on the end of your arm. He goes, yeah, I was asleep. I didn't know what was happening. And I'm like,
so they ruined.
What the fuck is up with this doctor? This is the craziest shit I've ever heard.
They ruined his tattoo.
So I was like, we got to see this panther. He showed us this panther on his leg, and it was like the panther was there, but this big chunk of skin was all skin grafted out, and the paw was gone and on the end of his arm. I'm like, that is the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Take it from the other side.
Yeah, or 1 inch over. Like your whole side. They just cut that paw off. And
you ever gotten a skin graft before?
I have not.
I have. My eardrum exploded, and they had to use skin from the inside of my ear to graft it onto my eardrum.
Whoa.
Yeah. It sucked.
That sounds weird.
I didn't know it was wrong for a month. And I was like, man, my ear hurts and I can't hear anything. And then I finally went to a doctor and they're like, yeah, your eardrum's been burst for like a month.
Yowza.
And it's painful. I was walking around like that for a month.
Insanity.
And then I got surgery. It's like the only surgery I really had done.
But that's like a small little skin.
Oh, yeah. It was like minuscule. But they took it from the inside of my ear and then put it. Because I guess they have to match up the skin that's like the closest to that body part. So that's probably why but they could have just taken it from the other leg.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they ruined his tattoo.
Weird.
I would have been pissed off about that.
And now he's just got a tattoo on the end of his knob.
And it's not even a full tattoo. He should get a full like thing done. That's what you should have been like, I can fix that for you.
It was wild.
All right. Well,
I got hated Pearl Jam too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys talk about Pearl Jam with him?
Oh, I talked to everybody about Pearl
I think
Jam.
the name of this episode is Pearl Jam Sucks. We're just going to bring it up every time. All right, I got one more.
All right, one more comment.
How are we doing on time?
We're at 38 minutes right now.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, this one might take a while. All right, this is from Scott Brannan 7022. And it's from the Blake.
I can't help but think that YouTube is just putting these numbers on people.
I don't know. Maybe they type in their name or their handle, and if somebody else has it, they just assign like random numbers to it.
Maybe. I don't know.
But I don't think it did that with when we.
I mean, mine doesn't have that.
No, I don't think it did that. I don't know. Maybe it's like it's an older account or something. So this is from the Blake Schwarzenbacher Jawbreaker episode. Dude interviews Blake and talks the whole time. Bummer.
Did I? I will say this. I love Blake Schwarzenbach and I love Jawbreaker. So I probably was really excited. But I kind of remember him talking a lot. But we did talk about AI quite a bit on that one also.
Yeah. He's kind of a soft-spoken.
He is. I would say I was very happy and excited that he agreed to come be on the podcast. However reluctant he may or may not have been. But I've had a handful of conversations with Blake over the years, and he's impactful, but he says little.
Yeah. He's like one of those friends that you have that doesn't say anything all night. And then they say like one thing.
And it's the most amazing thing you ever
it's
heard.
like either the funniest thing you've heard in like years or like the most like mind-boggling shit. He seems like he's that like that. I wasn't here for that episode, so I didn't get to talk to him. But yeah, I could tell.
He's deep. He's very intelligent, and he doesn't speak quickly off the cuff.
Yeah.
He's very intentional in what he says.
Well, yeah, he's thinking.
Yeah, he's thinking a lot. And I mean, if you're a fan of Jawbreaker and Jess Brazil and his other bands, his lyrics, are obviously some of the most.
They're so good.
Some of the best lyrics that of anyone.
I
think he's one of the greatest of our generation.
Like true poetic genius.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm going to go back and re-listen to that and just see if I'm encroaching.
You know what?
What?
This gives us an opportunity to interview him again.
Hey. I would love to. There was a lot of things, and a couple of people that I know were like, "Oh, why didn't you ask him this? Why didn't you ask him that?" And I was like, "Man, it went so fast. It does happen so fast. Like an hour and a half or 2 hours goes by so quick." And I kind of just want to let him talk about what he wanted to talk about, and he did. Obviously, I'm learning more and more about interviewing people the more I go on, and certain interviews I've done that seem to be the most popular ones so far are like the ones where I really know the person,
yeah,
really, really well. like the Tim Hendricks and the Tommy Montoyas and the Dave
Nagel.
Kruzmans and the Ross Nagels.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of just pop up. But also, I think those might resonate with people that are in the tattoo world just because they're in the tattoo world
Right.
too. But yeah, I'm learning, and I do listen. I do go back and listen to the episodes and try to see what to do different and what to do. And the earlier days of the podcast was literally, we were just like throw the cameras up and just wing it.
Yeah. That was
without any like really kind of like pre-plan or research but most of the last few episodes that I've done with people have either been, there was a lot of specific things to talk about and learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the baseball league and Patty, like I didn't know much about how everything worked. So I had a lot of inquisitive questions on details and let him kind of give that spiel. So that was pretty good. But yeah, I just, if you're upset with my performance in the Blake Schwarzenbach video, then I'm going to try to do better.
Yeah. And that was one of the first 5, I think.
It was one of the first couple ones.
It takes a while. Contrary to popular belief, this podcast stuff is not easy.
There's a lot of ins and outs.
There's a lot of things to consider.
There's a lot of ins and outs. There's a lot of ongoing communications with just getting it to post and serve and put on all these platforms, and a lot of stuff that.
Then we got to read the comments
that John and Audra are doing behind the scenes.
But yeah,
and the painstaking editing process that Court is going through. And,
right.
I mean, it's a lot.
He has to make you sound and look great every 2 weeks. All right.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
The older we get, the more work it is.
Well, man, hopefully the Blake Schwarzenbach video was not so bad that Blake wouldn't do it again.
I don't think so, because there's definitely some comments that people like that episode.
Yeah.
I just think that, like I was talking to Audra about this before, I think if you're a huge Jawbreaker fan like I am,
you're expecting certain things.
You might have a little bit higher expectations for that episode. Like you want to hear, also like he probably doesn't do a lot of interviews.
I haven't seen a whole lot.
So that's like, people were probably like, holy shit, I haven't seen him talk, like, except for on stage. Cause that's the only time I had ever seen him talk was like just the Brazil show.
Yeah.
Cause I never even got to see Jawbreaker. I missed that window. I saw Just Brazil a couple times and he would talk on stage very, very, very little, but he would. And so I think for fans of Jawbreaker and Just Brazil, they were probably expecting like him to just
answer all their dreams.
Yeah, just go off on, and I think you were excited because it was like new. The podcast was new,
and he was my favorite,
and he's your favorite, and you were like, I gotta like. I think that you wanted to make sure you filled up that dead space, like where there was no dead space to be.
I'm definitely gonna listen to it again and just to see how bad I was, see how bad I did.
But this does take us back to this whole episode of commenting on the comments.
Commenting on the comments.
And making sure that your voice is heard.
Well, I will say this. If you like or don't like the fact that we're commenting on comments, you should comment on that. And if you don't like it, fuck it. We won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So next time, the commenting on comments section will be, hey, we heard y'all don't like this shit. Yeah,
we're not going to do it. Which is good for me because I hate being on camera.
John wanted to just be off camera and just be this voice that answered the question. So I'm just going to sit here and stare at nothing.
Yeah.
Sit here like by myself listening to I don't know.
No, that would have been great.
No, this is interaction.
No, I would have been the voice of reason.
But now that people see you, they know you're unreasonable.
Oh, God. I hate the fact that people are seeing me right now. This is terrible. Or I want to have Court cut all of
Hey,
me
take
out.
comfort in knowing that the co-producer of What in the Duck podcast thinks Pearl Jam sucks.
I do. It's not even a lie. I'm not just doing it to agree with him. I also think the Eagles suck. So Just so you know, we don't always
I'll
agree.
take that concession. You can hate the Eagles.
All right, let's think of one more band that you like that I hate.
That I like, that you hate.
Mm. Or the other way around.
I mean,
it's probably going to be really hard.
I don't know. I mean,
there's probably not that many.
Greatest band ever, the Beatles.
Oh, I hate the fucking Beatles.
Greatest band ever, the Beatles.
I hate Elvis. I hate the Beatles.
Elvis.
All right, good.
Elvis sucks.
I hate the Beatles.
Elvis sucks.
I hate the Beatles so much. My fiance is rolling over right now. Gonna kill me.
They're the best.
Hi, Liz. I love you. I hate the Beatles, though. I can't stand the Beatles. What do you love about the Beatles so much?
Music.
But it's just so generic.
Some of it is.
I think.
But here's the deal. Some of it is so generic, but it wasn't generic when it was new. It was new, and everybody else in the world thought it was so great that they copied it exactly and made it generic. They founded it. So therefore, that's the stuff of the Beatles that you're calling generic, like love, love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. Like that generic sound, they invented that. But then they evolved. And then they evolved again. And then they evolved again.
They did lots of drugs.
And then they evolved. Yeah, that's what you call evolving. They got so generic that they burnt themselves out and they had to do something different. So it's like every few albums is a completely different band.
Yeah.
There's very few other bands that you can listen to their first album and their 20th album and not find any singularities, anything that cohesive between the two.
And then Yoko came
and ruined it all.
I've always been a Stones. I think it's more.
Stones copied the Beatles and did exactly what the Beatles did.
The Stones and the Beatles kind of came out around the same time. They're not that far off.
You can ask the Rolling Stones.
I think
were a band because the Beatles.
I think the Stones went more in a bluesy kind of direction, and the Beatles went in a more pop.
Well, the Beatles
direction.
Beatles created pop for one, and then
that's
Beatles.
Probably why I don't like it.
Beatles went a little bit bluesy, but only for half an album, and then they never went back. They tried something and left it.
Yeah.
The Stones had like many albums in a row that were exactly the same, and then many albums in a row that were exactly the same. But they did evolve, and they did change a lot, and they did experiment a lot. And I love the Rolling Stones. Fucking love the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
But I also love the Beatles. I also love Rush. I also love AC/DC. I also love.
Don't love Rush.
I mean, I like a lot of rock and roll and guitar. I probably love it.
AC/DC, talk about a band that never changed their format.
AC/DC. They changed every single member, still sound exactly the same.
Exactly the same. How'd they do it? How did they fucking do that?
Dude, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ramones.
Yeah, that's true. I think that we probably like more of the same music than don't, but there are certain bands that I just like cannot like. Pearl Jam is one of them. Beatles, another one.
Pearl Jam. Me and you agree.
Elvis, I'll immediately switch it off.
Ugh.
Immediately. I also don't like solo Eric Clapton. I like Cream.
Cream's good. Eric Clapton did have one of his best albums was an album called From the Cradle, where Eric Clapton just did all the old blues standards that influenced him as a young musician. And that album it's none of his own music.
Yeah, that's a good album.
It is fucking incredible.
I'll give him a pass on that one.
But some of those versions, some of the songs he did have been done by 100 people.
Oh, yeah.
But some of those songs he did, his version is the best version. But he also did it with an unlimited budget, with unlimited everything, with unlimited knowledge from the past.
Yeah.
And he was able to take that song and really make the best version.
Well, he refined it.
Yeah.
When other people didn't have the time or the money. He could just sit in a studio for weeks.
And have all the best people playing on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great project for like the legacy of a lot of those musicians that wrote those songs. And I think that's a great album. And I think it's cool that he spent that much time and effort on producing that record without like trying to be kind of humbling himself and making something that's just a tribute to to everything that he loved in music. That's a great album. But anyway, what else are we? This it?
That was all I got for this one.
Well, guys, thank you for listening in to What in the Duck podcast. Thank you for commenting and sharing and liking and subscribing. Want to remind everybody that all subscribers are automatically entered in to win cool shit from What in the Duck podcast. So if you're not a subscriber now, click the link, subscribe, and comment some more, and we'll be back to comment on your comments.
That reminds me.
It reminds
all
you.
the people that the comments that we read today will be receiving a gift.
Oh, shit. All right,
so you're
that,
probably going to get you're going to get contacted, and then we'll ask for your address. And if you don't want to give it to us, that's fine. Then you won't get your small parting gift for being on the show.
Well, thank you for commenting, everybody. And like John said, if you comment on the show and we use your comment in the comment section, then we will send you some cool What in the Duck merch, some cool shit from What in the Duck podcast. Thank you so much. And we'll be back next time to comment on more comments.
Later.
Hey, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Come on, guys. Click all those links. Push all those buttons because it really helps us out and gets us out there to more and more peeps. What in the Duck podcast is produced by Audra Cabral and JohnDotCom Niederkorn. Our sound, video engineer, and editor is Courtney, Jr. Larkins. Initial audio video setup and intro music by Blake Balake Pinchon. And a big thanks to everyone that submitted questions. Y'all keep them coming. Email me any questions you would like me to answer to whatintheduckpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on What in the Duck. What in the Duck podcast is proud to be sponsored by Label Solutions. www.labelsolutionsinc.com. I've been a customer of theirs for over a decade. They make the highest quality premium labels for all kinds of products. Food and beverage, personal care products, pet care products, beer and wine spirits, CBD products, automotive products, and more. They can make a label for almost anything. Multicolor, custom die cut, full wraparound labels, too many options to even tell you about. I use Label Solutions for all the stickers and labels for my stuff, like the Tiki Loco label on the coffee I'm drinking right now. They do have a minimum order of 1,000 labels, so they won't make you 20 labels for that soap you're making in your bathtub. But if you've got products to label, you need Label Solutions. Get started today at www.labelsolutionsinc.com.